Manistee Planning Commission. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Is there any conflicts of interest with the commission? Anyone?
Conflicts of interest.
Yes.
None that I'm aware
With the agenda tonight. Huh?
Oh, with the agenda.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what you want. I haven't got a conflict of interest, but not with the agenda, but, no, I don't have, not with the agenda.
You're good?
Yes, I'm good.
Marlene?
Yes,
And Shelley?
I have none.
Pam?
No.
Nick?
We're good to go.
Good to go? Okay.
How about
thank
you, Mark?
I don't count.
Do you have any conflicts?
Approval of agenda at this time, the planning commission
night.
can't take action.
Forgot roll call.
You're right.
Well, we all know each other, Mark.
Yeah, we all, please take roll.
Commissioner Slawinski.
Here.
Commissioner Szymanski.
Here.
Commissioner Weiner.
Here.
Commissioner Memberto.
Here.
Commissioner McBride.
Yes, here.
Commissioner Yoder.
No, I'm not here.
You're not here? Okay. Chair Whitliff.
Yes, thank you. Now we can move to approval of the agenda. Planning, at this time, the planning commission can't take action to approve the December 2nd, 2021 agenda.
My motion we approve.
I'll
Motion,
second.
second, Roger,
Yep.
comment? Nothing? Okay, please take roll.
Commissioner Slawinski.
Yes.
Commissioner Szymanski.
Yes.
Commissioner Weiner.
Yes.
Commissioner Memberto.
Yes.
Commissioner McBride.
Yes.
Commissioner Yoder.
Yes.
Chair Whitliff.
Yes, thank you. Approval of minutes. At this time, the planning commission can approve the November 4th, 2021 meeting minutes. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mick, second.
Second.
Marlene, discussion? None, please take roll.
Commissioner Slawinski.
Yes.
Commissioner Szymanski.
Yes.
Commissioner Weiner.
Yes.
Commissioner Memberto.
Yes.
Commissioner McBride.
Yes.
Commissioner Yoder.
Yes.
Chair Whitliff.
Yes, thank you. Correspondence, is there any correspondence?
No correspondence.
Okay, thank you. Public hearings, we have none. Public comment on agenda-related items. If there's anyone in the public that would like to make a comment, please come to the podium. Name and address, please, and you have up 3 to 5 minutes to speak. Anything? Anyone?
Linda's got
None? No. Okay. New business, 2022 meeting dates.
So for this one, business as usual is what I have scheduled. If you guys want to do something different, we can look into it. But otherwise, it'll be the first Thursday of the month at 7 o'clock, right here in the chambers. So unless there's an issue, that's what we have penciled in.
I make a motion, we accept.
Okay,
Second.
motion to accept, second by Roger. Discussion? None, please take roll.
Commissioner Slawinski.
Yes.
Commissioner Szymanski.
Yes.
Commissioner Weiner.
Yes.
Commissioner Memberto.
Yes.
Commissioner McBride.
Yes.
Commissioner Yoder.
Yes.
Chair Whitliff.
Yes, thank you. Old business, tree commission, view sheds.
So for this one, I just wanted to keep it on the agenda. I didn't want it to get lost in the shuffle of everything. I also included a memo that Mike wrote up, kind of his thoughts on it, and to kind of put into writing what I was trying to explain the last time with Onekama Township. So I know it was short notice. I don't know if you guys got a chance to review that. In that, Mike, at the end of his memo, Mike kind of states, this is what we found, but, again, we're not attorneys, so if you guys wanted to have, the city attorney's final opinion on what he thought of that, we would understand, and we can go from there. So if you guys, I don't know if you want to discuss the matter again, or...
Any discussion?
Well, I'd like a reference or a refresher of where exactly, just a short refresher.
Yeah, so
If that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
So the quick and dirty of it being, there's nothing in the zoning ordinance that states view sheds are protected or not. The planning commission and the tree commission asked if we would look at this, and the planning department rather. We think it would be wise to do so, to put something in the ordinance that would say, hey, your view shed is not necessarily protected. That's from our department. That's kind of what our thoughts are. As far as examples being, if somebody grows a tree in their yard and all of a sudden that view is gone, who's responsible? Are they allowed to, is the party whose view is lost, is that view protected, or does the person who owns that property where they're growing the tree say, well, I can grow a tree on my property if I wish to?
Yeah, that's right.
So my question along those lines, and I think this is where the conversation went the last time, by not defining anything in the ordinance, doesn't that by default, it would worry me a little bit more by defining a little bit of it and then opening up litigation by defining some of it, than leaving it and not specifying there's any protection either way.
And that is where Onekama Township ran into issues, because they didn't have anything, and it left room for interpretation. And that's when they later put there, and that's highlighted in Mike's memo there, that they put that in their ordinance to essentially cover themselves.
Take the view shed.
And they specified back parcel structure, I'm assuming in relation to something specific. So what if, are we looking for language just along the lines of nothing in this ordinance is intended to protect the view shed?
We haven't discussed the exact language, but I think, being able to cover your bases there would probably be a wise thing. Again, that's where, it might be wise to have the city attorney's opinion on it.
Yeah.
And with the holidays and everything, it's been difficult to try and touch base on that. We were intend to have it ready for this, but life gets in the way, so.
So,
My suggestion is that we would table this until we got the city attorney's
well, that's what he's waiting
interpretation on it. I don't disagree with it, but I would like to get the city attorney's view before we made any further actions on this.
Yeah, we have to cover our bases.
for. Totally.
Have, if everybody's in agreement to have city attorney go through this.
Yep. I think we should just do a roll vote on that then.
Okay.
Would George just be looking for sample language, or would we leave it to him to provide sample language?
So what we could do is we could provide at the next meeting some sample language and go from there, if that's what you guys are comfortable with.
Well, we could even use this as sample language.
Right.
Sample, and if you guys wanted to modify it, then, this is what we could show the city attorney. And we can go from there, and if you want to modify from that,
Right.
we could provide a couple options
start
even.
someplace.
Yeah, so
I
that's
think
definitely doable.
having what Mick said, show him this,
Yeah.
and then once he's looked at it, bring it back and we can discuss it.
Okay.
Or he can change whatever needs to be changed. I mean, the legal aspect is what we're looking for.
Right.
I mean, we can
Right.
write anything.
Right.
But if it's not legal.
How long ago did they write this in?
I believe it's in the last 5 years.
And has there been litigation in relation to it since then?
I believe it's been not with the township.
Okay. Okay.
So what we want is to go back to the city attorney for his interpretation.
And his recommendation to the planning commission.
Yeah.
So we will,
I think take,
and then make a motion on the.
yep.
Yeah.
So is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion, Mick, second.
Second.
Shelley?
There you go.
Discussion further? Nothing? Please take roll.
Commissioner Slawinski,
Yes.
Commissioner Smansky,
Yes.
Commissioner Weiner,
Yes.
Commissioner Memberto,
Yes.
Commissioner McBride,
Yes.
Commissioner Yoder,
Yeah.
Chair Whitliff.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Public comments and communication? If there's anyone in the viewing public who have anything, please come to the podium, name and address. You have up to 5 minutes.
No.
Up to. Remember, I have this.
I'm not afraid to use it.
And I got the keys.
I know it's yours, so.
I know. Actually, I don't really have anything specific, other than I think you guys have done a tremendous job this year. I know this is your last meeting.
You didn't give your name and address.
And, Linda, 256 Hughes Street.
City?
I want to thank you for all the hard work. You've had some tremendously long meetings. I've listened to all of your meetings on video. You've all asked really intelligent questions, thoughtful questions. You dealt well with the public. And I think you're an outstanding commission. I couldn't be prouder of you. So
Thank you.
that's all I
Thank
have.
you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Anyone else? None? Okay. Staff reports? Anything?
So I know the last time I was telling you guys I was going to start working on text amendment language, just minor stuff to kind of clean up in the zoning ordinance. I'm still working on that. Then I started closing out permits, and I found 2,600 from since 2000 that haven't been closed out. So I'm working through that. It started at 2,600.
2,600.
It was long before, it's been the last 21 years, you know. So I think, it slipped through the cracks, and I think, between new administrators and on and off, I think there's just been a lot that happened. I'm working through it.
Yeah.
I've got it down to about 800 right now.
And you're gonna have a closeout checklist, right?
Yeah.
Well, and Nancy and I have been keeping a separate list from just the past year. So we could do from the past year relatively easily. Anything prior to that, it's gonna take a little time.
Could you give us an example of what some of these,
It's everything from a there's, back when there was fence permits, there's driveway permits, there's land use permits, you name it. They're all in there.
and they're not closed out, why? Can you give us an idea?
My guess is just new administrators,
What,
time-sensitive stuff, yeah.
what
So
are they lacking? A signature?
it's just the final click and close.
Yeah, okay.
So I can burn through them pretty quickly,
So it
but,
didn't affect the permit.
Some of them, the building.
correct, yes. It doesn't, I guess I should state that. It's not that these permits are outstanding or we're looking for fees it's just a matter of somebody didn't hit that last button.
Oh, okay.
Is that like through the building department or through our department?
I'm seeing from both. Most of them are from the planning land use permits, but I do see some occupancy permits and a few others.
Have you, going through those, have you come up with anything that you're concerned about?
Not yet. There's ones where they're fresh enough and new enough that I'm not familiar, and I'm just gonna put them in the hopper to go back through again. But right now, I'm trying to burn through as many as I can.
But nothing has come up as being something for us to be concerned or?
Not at all. Not at all.
No, okay.
It's all been approved, as I understand it, just a signature, right?
Yep.
Probably some of them, the thing doesn't even exist anymore.
And that's 90% of them is,
Everything's been taken care of?
there's been permits since then to worry about. So it's just a matter of, well, I'll close that one out and look at the new one.
Yeah.
So,
Or the permit requirement doesn't exist anymore. Like we're
exactly,
talking
like
about for
fences, exactly.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Zach.
Good
Nancy?
job. Yeah.
Nothing? Okay.
Attaboy.
Move on to member discussion. We'll go with Roger. Anything?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, 2 blocks down, we have a burnt-out house that has been sitting for probably 2 or 3 years. And I thought we had a policy of 1 year before some action is taken on it. Now, I heard, you know where Snays? Okay,
Is, what street is it on?
it's Davis Street.
It's on Davis. I think,
Davis Street, it's in the middle of a hill, it burnt out, and I've heard people were actually living in
Between
it.
6th and 7th.
yep, I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe the police department has progress on that, and there is a contractor in place
Oh,
to take care of that.
okay.
I think the big issue with COVID and everything, like
Oh.
everything else, is things just get pushed back because
Oh, sure,
it's a workload thing. But I believe the one on Davis Street, it has been discussed, and and I'll follow up, that,
Well, I mean, do we have a policy of a burnt-out building to be taken care of within a certain length of time?
there is a time limit on blighted structures, I believe, for that. It's a year to get the reconstruct.
Okay,
So depending on what they're, if they just wanted to tear it down, then it would fall kind of in the blight category.
With that, can I ask the mayor on that? Because there is, Chief Glass talked about it a meeting ago or 2 meetings ago, about a house on Davis that was gonna come down.
that's awesome.
I would have to review that.
Like 518 or something like that, Davis.
That's between 6th and 5th.
Well, I would think too, though, and I don't know this to be a fact, but, I mean, the world was on hold for a year and a half. Contractors, I'm sure that
Yeah,
that job probably wasn't high on their list considering all of the.
but I just brought it up.
Some of it's held up in insurance things too.
Right.
Insurance may hold it for 2 or 3 years before they can do anything.
Well, it's been 3 years. I mean, I just brought it up to,
Well, there's 2 houses on Davis almost across from each other that need to come
Right.
down.
yes, but the one I know is a burnt-out
Yeah.
building. The other one is just a structure that someone just left, and eventually that'll probably be, decomposed, but, this
Well, the
building.
one was for sale for $7,000 on Facebook.
Yep. And
But
I
anyhow.
thought that was the one that was gonna come down, but
I thought it was too. I'm not sure which one.
the one on the east side.
I know that Chief Glass had spoken about, the owner was talking about fixing it up for a while, and now finally he's saying, all right, he was having issues, like you said, with insurance, and he was thinking about fixing it up, and then he was trying to sell it, and I think now it's to the point where it's
That's
coming
the house
down.
across the street you're referring to.
Oh, okay.
That's a different.
I can
house.
check into the other one.
The other one is a burnt-out
Right.
house.
Yep.
That's all I have.
Okay.
Thanks.
Marlene?
No, I commend everybody for a great job this year. I know we had some tough decisions with the
Yeah.
hotel and everything else, and even though I didn't agree, I thought we did a good job. And I also would like to know, we have all these blight laws, and I know with COVID, but some of these have been blight since doomsday, and it's like nothing is ever done. The landlords don't care who they rent to, as long as they get the money. And I'd just like to know what's being done with driving through these sections, and it's deplorable how people live like that.
Yeah.
That doesn't lie on my shoulders. So I can't give you a really accurate answer on that. If you want me to ask Chief Glass to,
Dorsey all the time, him and his wife Kathy, I think, are in on that, on the
on the committee.
blight committee, yeah. But I just would like to see something done. I mean, they're crying there's not enough houses, but if these landlords would fix these up,
Well,
it's just awful how they let people live in those homes, and how they can get an occupancy permit, they're supposed to be inspected periodically. I just think we need to tighten up on some of those things.
And the city is working on that,
Is
so
that-
they really are. They're working with our inspectors to try to tighten that.
I spoke with the inspector today, and
We
he
have
was
a
he was
new
on the
inspec-
road.
We have a new, actually, I don't, our previous inspector is no longer in our community.
Better right.
But they're working, the same company is working. So they've been working with the city and working pretty closely with the city to try to.
Mark is
tighten
not
things.
the inspector?
No,
Mark
it doesn't.
Neeson?
No.
No, he hasn't been for a
Years.
couple of years.
Okay, and now who may be the inspector?
Through Safe Build.
Safe Belt, it's a company that does it. So they have a group of people that have expertise that comes in the specs.
Oh, so there's more than one.
Yes.
Okay.
Shelley?
Shelley?
I just want to say thanks to all of you for making the first Thursday of every month so much fun. And Merry Christmas.
Pam?
Yeah, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and I think we've done a lot of good work this year. And that's it.
Same. It's a pleasure to be on this committee, and again, appreciate the hard work and the due diligence that our committee does before we make a decision, so.
Bob?
It's been a good year, and I got a question for Zach here. How close are we on that deadline on dumpster enclosures?
Dumpster enclosures, that deadline comes up in July.
Okay. There's like,
A little bit of time
I see a
left.
few of them around town, I'm going, yeah, we gotta be getting close on them.
Yep, and I know that,
I can think
there's
about
been talk about another push for a reminder.
Little reminder.
Of a reminder,
Yeah, I was
yes.
gonna say, should we-
There's been talk of that, and it's just a matter of when and soon, but not too soon, and
Did the one that-
Well, March
Yeah.
timeframe, giving them.
I think
enough time to be
it's
able to
been
get
kind of with the
deadlines,
spring
so.
push has been kind of the
after the first of
consensus.
the year, so they can start lining a contractor up, because they can't say, well, we don't have time.
You know, they're gonna use COVID. Now the new one is coming out, so it's gonna be worse.
And, have a good Christmas, folks.
Bob, I want to say you got a nice haircut. Look good?
I'll let it grow back again.
There you go. I just want to thank the commission staff for one heck of a year. We've been through hell with COVID and Zoom meetings and in person, so we jockeyed back and forth, and everybody's done one heck of a job, and I just want to thank everyone for it, so thank you. And with that, Merry Christmas. With that, I would take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Second? Meeting adjourned at 7:25.
Out of record.